G'day guys, and welcome to the first video on my brand new YouTube channel. Obviously, hence the channel name. My name's Lane, I'm 25 years old and I'm based in Wellington, New Zealand. So this video today is kind of going to be an introduction on my channel, where I've been and where I want to go to in the future, and what I see for this channel moving forward. So a little bit about myself. I spent the first 8 years of my life in a few different countries in Asia and came back to New Zealand when I was 8 to start year 3 in primary school. And I guess growing up throughout my childhood, I've always been that chubby kid, the guy, you know, a bit on the bigger side, and that kind of really took off for me when I was about 15. I got my first car and my driver's license, and it's also when I got my first job. So I was a checkout operator at Countdown, which is a supermarket here in New Zealand, and I had money and I had a means of getting places, and McDonald's, Burger King, Burger Fuel, Pizza Hut, Domino's, anything you can think of, I had a means to get there and I had money to spend, which is when I really started to balloon up in weight. When I went through high school, obviously being a big dude, I went to an all-boys high school. I also was a musician, sung in the choir, etc. A lot of bullying going on, which really also didn't help with that mental health. As much as sometimes people doubting you or people making comments can be a push to be better and, you know, excel at different things in your life. At that point in time, in my mental headspace, it actually just pushed me to eat more and more. And that eventually basically led me to being nearly 150 kilos when I was out of high school. So I was about a year out of high school when I was working full-time for Countdown at the time in their management program, when they actually launched a really cool weight loss challenge. So there was a couple of big prizes. I think it was about $3,000 in flight vouchers for the winner, grocery gift cards for second and third place. And that was really when I decided to make a massive change for myself. I was living really close to my auntie and my cousins, who are all live an active lifestyle, and my cousin's one of my best mates, and he's, you know, built like a tank. I'll put a photo in here so you can see, and, you know, tries to get shredded every year, and he was a really big motivator for me. And so I started this competition in the back end of 2015, and I managed to lose about 33 kilos in 3 months, which was really fantastic. Got from, I think it was about 145, 143 kilos down to about 100, give or take these numbers off the top of my head. And I felt the best I'd ever felt. I obviously looked the best I'd ever looked, in my opinion, and everything was going well for me. So after that, it kind of kick-started me to start my Instagram. I believe it was either mid-December 2015, early 2016. So Lane's Transformation, link down below. And to kind of have a place that I could see my progress over time, where I could really go back and look, you know, last week, last month, 2 months ago, and see where I'd been and where I'd got to, as motivation for myself, but also other people going through a similar or the same journey. And that lasted for about 6 months, and I got down further from about 100 kilos down to 88, which is the lightest I can remember myself being. I felt great, I looked great personally, in my opinion, once again, and I started to see massive changes in my body, you know, muscle growth, leanness, vascularity, etc. And that's what I thought I'd always wanted. So it was at that point where I went to America for a singing competition, funnily enough, in Nashville, Tennessee. We came third in the youth category, which was amazing. Had a fantastic time, but if anyone's ever been to Nashville, or just the States in general, food is a big attraction. Food's also mounted on plates like this, and being on holiday, I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go for it. Smash back everything I could see, barbecue every second day, fried chicken, so on and so forth. Had a fantastic trip, probably put on about 5 to 10 kilos, give or take. And then basically a week after I landed home, I moved from Auckland, where I grew up and was living at the time, down to Wellington to start a new job, as well as to be closer to the quartet that I was singing with, who were all based down here. And that was a really interesting time for me. Obviously moving from somewhere I grew up where all my family was, or majority of my family was, to somewhere where I have no family. Didn't really have any friends apart from, a few singing friends that I had, and moved into a flat with people I didn't know, and that was really where it started to go downhill for me. And basically over the next 6 months, I consistently gained weight, got into some really bad habits, and that was all due to, I believe, mental health and the space that I was in. And I got into really bad habits. I stopped going to the gym as much as I was. I was no longer walking as much as I was. And my diet just went to absolute trash. So I had an evening routine of walking to the New World, which is a supermarket close to where I worked, grabbing a full king-size block of peanut butter Whittaker's chocolate, calling the takeaway place on the way home, picking up a lemon chicken from Supreme Fast Foods down the road, basically getting into bed 7, 8 o'clock at night, watching TV, eating this food, drinking maybe 500 mils of Coke Zero or whatever I had, and that was basically caused me to balloon from where I was well past 100 kilos again. And after that, I basically, part of the way through that, I got into a relationship with my now beautiful fiance, and I got comfortable. She didn't seem to care that I was putting on weight. I didn't think she was going to leave me because of it, and I got really comfortable. And from 2017 till about 3 weeks ago, I probably ballooned up to close to 150 kilos, which is a scary thought, right? 150 kilos is a lot. And I was worried about my health. My mum was worried about my health, my future in-laws were worried about my health, and my fiance was worried about my health, and I decided I needed to make a change again, but this time I'm going to do it different. So look, this channel, like I say, is going to be about me and my journey. I'm doing this for myself. I want to be able to look back and see what I've achieved, where I started, and where I've gone to. I'm still obviously going to post that up on my Instagram as well, but it's also here to be a resource for people in the same position, for me to get tips from other people as well. So please, any tips you have in the comments below, and to talk about mental health, as well as kind of a holistic view on a healthier lifestyle. Previously, when I lost all that weight, I was on really strict diets. I had my oats every day, my tuna and crackers for lunch, so on and so forth. And now I sit here and I look back and I realize there was no way that was ever going to be sustainable long term. And the way I'm approaching it this time is very, very different. It's not about doing XYZ at the gym. It's not about counting my calories or my macros. It's about eating when I'm hungry, exercising every day, looking after my dogs, being the best version of myself that I can. So, like I said, please, if you're interested, follow along in my journey. I'm going to try and update at least once a week, hopefully, as well as on my Instagram. But any support's appreciated, and yeah, let's see where we go from here. So to those of you that sat through me talking for 10 minutes, thanks very much. Please give it a thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe down below, and I look forward to all the content that I can bring soon. My updates on how I'm going, any tips and tricks, and let's see where we can go. Cheers, guys.